New York Knicks have had a very down season after making the playoffs last year and ultimately losing in the first round. But thankfully, there have been takeaways, and one of them is the dominance of Evan Fournier from the 3 point line. The Knicks signed this guy to a 4 year, $78 million deal. He's 29 years old out of France, and he has just looked electric for us this season. I know we're not winning games, and I'm sure Fournier himself would say that this record that he's about to break for the Knicks franchise doesn't mean too much because they're not winning. But honestly, it does mean something to me as a fan because this guy, we gave him a lot of money and believed in him, and he has shown out. I mean, if you take a look at, his efficiency, guys, he's shooting 39.5% from three, and he's on the brink of breaking John Stark's 3 point record, which he set in 1994-95, hitting 217 threes. Fournier currently has 201 threes with 13 games to play. So he needs 16 threes in 13 games, which is going to be fairly easy for him. I mean, obviously, if he just has to hit, basically, if he hits two threes in each of those games, he'll clear it by a wide margin. So, and we know Fournier can, honestly, guys, he could probably do that in 3 games. Like, Fournier is that type of shooter, and he just dominated against the Portland Trailblazers, and again, he had a good game against the Wizards. So, yeah, I mean, Fournier, he was asked about not getting enough credit this season, and he said in his own words, I actually don't feel like that at all. It's hard to get credit when the team is not winning. It's a team sport. It's not about individuals. We haven't been winning, so of course you're not going to get criticized. Excuse me, so you're going to get criticized, and it's always the player that spends the most time on the floor, and I'm one of them, so it's legit to be criticized. It only gives me more motivation to do better, come back and work on my game, and just get better. I don't see it in any negative way. So the thing about the Knicks is they just haven't been consistent at all. They blow leads. And to this point, they should focus on getting the young guys more minutes. But there's players like Fournier, of course, who deserves to be out there because he's played so well. I mean, Fournier has been criticized because of the Knicks' play, but Fournier isn't the problem here. The Knicks don't have a star. Like, Julius Randle's a third option on a championship team, and he's asked to be the first option. RJ Barrett is, 22 years old? So he's taken a huge stride this season. Obviously, the efficiency isn't there, but the Knicks don't have a point guard. Like, Alec Burks has been playing point guard for us. If they were able to go out and get Chris Paul or a player like that, Kyle Lowry, I mean, things would be a lot easier. Kemba Walker, we did go out and get him, but it just hasn't worked out. Like, he's had a couple of good games, but relatively speaking, this experiment has been a failure. So the Knicks, they should go out and obviously you want to take the best player on the board just to get some talent here, but the Knicks do need a point guard. And they've got Emmanuel Quickly, who in my opinion is more of a shooting guard. We know he's going to score. He's not a playmaker or anything like that. He's gotten a lot better defensively and as a passer, but Quickly is out there to shoot and score the basketball. And even Quickly's had a down year. Randall's had a down year. Julius Randle has just completely taken a step backward to the point where I think we've got to move on from him. Mitchell Robinson set to be a free agent. We'll probably try to sign and trade him to the Mavs for a guy like a Jalen Brunson. So honestly, the Knicks, they have a couple of bright spots like with Fournier and with Jericho Sims and RJ Barrett. But Miles McBride's actually been pretty good. I like him. He was good defensively against the Blazers. I like what I saw from him. But overall, it's time to start making good moves in the offseason is the thing. And developing players. Because I kind of want to look at the Toronto Raptors and build what they have. I mean, they've got a bunch of guys they drafted. Like, they drafted Fred, they drafted OG, they drafted Pascal, they drafted Scotty Barnes. We just need to keep hitting these picks and develop them and make sure that we've got guys that are going to defend and run around and play hard. So, yeah, the Knicks have just had too many duds this season. Ticket prices are down right now. And honestly, I hope next season we're able to make the right moves and come back. Honestly, I think going out and getting a player like Damian Lillard, for example, would be interesting, but that's not the move because Julius Randle doesn't help us win a championship. He's in his early 30s, and you basically would have RJ Barrett, Damian Lillard, and Julius Randle, and that would be probably a second round team in the East. The East is loaded. It's getting better and better every year. The Bucks, the Sixers, a team like the Raptors are only going to improve. You got the Cavs, bro. The Hornets are going to be on the rise. There's teams that I haven't even mentioned, obviously. So, just keep trusting the process, keep grinding, getting better every day, and hopefully the Knicks can end this half of the season on a positive note because I do believe in this team, and that's why I made the channel. And I've been a Knicks fan like since I was in 8th grade, actually like middle school, bro. I'm 23 now. I've been a Knicks fan for a minute. I love this team. I want them to do well. And I just want to say Evan Fournier has been a what's the saying? Like a light at the end of the tunnel. 29 years old on a 4-year deal, but keep shooting, Evan. Appreciate you for coming to New York, and happy to see you break the John Starks record. I'm out, guys. Knicks Daily. Hit the like button, subscribe.